One of my favorite movies that I don't get to watch anymore is Scarface. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but one of my favorite scenes in the movie of Scarface is the scene of the restaurant. Here you are, you've got this kingpin, you've got this guy who did whatever it took to get to the top. And here he is, the scene starts with him at the table. He's sitting there, he's all dressed up, but you could tell the look on his face, this disgust. He says, Al Pacino in the movie, he says, "This it? Is this what it's all about? Is this it? Money, cars, a wife who's not really it. I'm not really it. Why am I miserable? Is this it? Is this what it's all about?" And as the scene goes on, he says, people like you guys, you don't have the guts. You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me to point the finger and say, "There goes the bad guy. That's the bad guy." And as he leaves, he's leaving and he says, "There it is. Here's the bad guy. Look at me, Mr. Bad Guy right here. Say goodnight to the bad guy." What's crazy about the scene is that's what he accepted to be. That's what he fought so hard to be. That is what he accepted. He accepted that bad guy life. Some of you guys, I gotta ask you, what have you accepted? Have you looked at your kids? Have you looked at your family? Have you looked at your business? I've got people come to me and say, "Xavier, I'm a shy person. Xavier, I don't know if I can talk to people. Xavier, I don't know if I can do it. Xavier, I don't know if I'm a leader." Some of you look at your families and you say, "This is just who I am. This is just me, Mr. Angry, Mr. Upset, Mr. Emotion, Mrs. Whatever." You say, "This is me. This is me and this is what it is." And I say to you, you're right. You are who you choose to be. You are what you accept. Once you accept something, guys, that's it. It's done. It's over. And what gets me about the movie is in the scene he loses his wife and everything starts going downhill because he accepted. He accepted the fact that this is it. He's going to lose. He's just going to lose it all. And some of you, that's where you're at. Things aren't going well in your relationships. Things aren't going well. And you say, "This is just how it is. I accept it." And I'm here today to tell you, you're better. You can be so much more. You don't have to be that angry person. You don't have to be that impatient person. You don't have to be any of that. Tonight, I hope my voice reaches someone tonight, and it says, it's time to say goodnight to the bad guy inside. It's time to say goodnight to that shy person inside. It's time to say goodnight to the person who thinks he's a failure. It's time to say goodnight to the wife who feels like she can't do it by herself. It's time to say goodnight to that person you've been choosing to be. And it's time to accept that you're incredible. You're patient. You're kind. You're amazing. You're bold. You're sexy. It's time to accept the possibility of what can be and what's going to be once you accept it. I'll leave y'all guys with this. It's so hard. It's so hard to see what can be. It's so hard to see your good things when all you have around you is pain and misery. You look around and you say, "Is this it?" Just like the guy from Scarface, the Tony guy. He says, this is it. This is me. And I'm telling you right now, guys, you got to accept what can be and what's going to be. For those of you that just turned in, I beg you, please go back to the video and watch it, because you are what you accept. And as I was saying, it is so hard to accept what can be, what will be, when all you got around you is failure and misery. It's so hard to see the good stuff. And I want you to know that I may not be Mr. Millionaire. I may not be Mr. Success in his business with millions of dollars. But you know what? People look at me and they say, Xavier, how can you still be here? How can you still be standing? How can you still see it? How can you still be Mr. Positive? How can you do it? You don't want to know why? Because I accept what my future can be. My future can be and will be beautiful. It will be amazing. And I may not be the person I want to be perfectly yet, but I will be. Because I accept that I'm Xavier Perez, a fun-loving person who cares about you. I am not a failure. I am not shy. I am not Mr. Down Low. I don't care what anyone else says. I don't care, and I don't care, and I don't care, because I choose and I accept. And I'm Xavier Perez, a winner. I am not anything anyone says or thinks. I am what I choose to be, and I accept that. And I encourage everyone tonight to say goodnight to that bad guy inside and accept who you want to be. Accept. And you may have to do it every day like I do. You may have to wake up every day and start over again and say, I am not Mr. Failure. I am Mr. and Mrs. Great. So I'm going to conclude with, it's time to say goodnight to the failure. It's time to say goodnight to the mistakes. It's time to say goodnight to the bad guy. And it's time to awaken the person you want to be. That's who you are. Go and accept who you want to be. God bless, good night, and remember, you are who you want to be. Just got to start acting like that person. Have a good one. Let's do it. Good night. Bye.